Negating stress and negativity involves a profound understanding of the human condition and the nature of suffering. The Sanskrit word dukkha, used by Buddhists, encapsulates the essence of this suffering. Often translated as desire, it refers more accurately to the difference between the way things are and the way we want them to be. This gap, this friction between reality and expectation, is the root of our suffering, according to Buddhists. By diminishing this friction, Buddhists believe we can escape samsara, the eternal cycle of rebirth and suffering. Jon Kabat-Zinn, a pioneer in the field of mindfulness, translated dukkha into English as stress. This translation bridges ancient wisdom with contemporary understanding, suggesting that stress is the modern manifestation of this ancient concept. Acceptance of reality as it is becomes the key to liberation from attachment and stress. By embracing what is without resistance, we can find peace. This aligns closely with the teachings of Taoism, which emphasize the cultivation of gratitude and contentment. Taoists believe that by fostering these qualities, we can achieve non-attachment, a state where we are not clinging to desires or aversions. This practice of acceptance and gratitude allows us to live in harmony with the natural flow of life. Emotional mastery is an important concept to emphasize. The saying, "The mind is a terrible master but a wonderful servant," reminds us of the possibility of directing our emotions rather than being controlled by them. This idea can be refined by emphasizing responsibility for our emotional states. We can assume ownership of our reactions and feelings, recognizing that our disturbances often arise not from the events themselves, but from our responses to them. Cognitive behavioral therapy is predicated on the insight that it is not events that disturb us, but our thoughts about those events. These thoughts often involve various cognitive distortions, which can amplify our distress. Suppressing thoughts, however, can lead to unwholesome results, such as intrusive thoughts or obsessive-compulsive tendencies. Instead, we can introduce new, positive thoughts consciously and pair them with existing ones. This therapeutic approach, known as catch it, check it, change it, involves catching the negative thought, checking its validity, and changing it to something more constructive. For example, when a difficult thought or feeling arises, we can introduce thoughts of acceptance by saying to ourselves, "Yes, this too," or "I accept that this is the case." This practice helps us to accept restlessness as restlessness, understanding that even our unease can be embraced, resulting in a form of peace. The philosopher Alan Watts offers a profound insight with his backwards law. The pursuit of positive experiences often results in negative outcomes, while the acceptance of negative experiences can lead to positive ones. This paradoxical truth aligns with the principle of acceptance, suggesting that by embracing discomfort, we can find true contentment. The Stoic philosophy reinforces this idea with the Stoic fork. This concept involves assessing whether a situation is within our control. If it is not, we let go of stressing about it. If it is, we take action. This practice can be supported by internal dialogues such as "not my problem right now," or simply "can't change it." Another practical technique for managing stress is the 5-minute rule. When faced with a stressful situation, we allow ourselves 5 minutes to react negatively. After this period, we engage in a mindfulness exercise to flip the script and choose a more positive perspective. This approach acknowledges our initial emotional response while promoting a shift towards acceptance and positivity. Resting or mindfully meditating during or after this process allows neuroplasticity to kick in, rewiring our brains for more positive responses. Over time, this practice can create new neural pathways that support a more resilient and joyful outlook. Setting a goal to be in a joyous state more often can also be transformative. We should understand joy to be a healthy mindset and the cultivation of it to be a virtue. By consciously cultivating joy and acknowledging our progress, we reinforce positive behaviors. This growth mindset towards joy leverages dopamine mechanics to become self-reinforcing. As we succeed in cultivating joy, we can intermittently affirm, "I am on the right path. I am progressing towards the goal of being a more joyous person. This present moment of joy is the foundation on which I will build the scaffolding of my new self." Our brains are constantly checking to see if we believe we are on the right path and releasing dopamine in response. So these affirmations cause dopamine to be released, leading to further increased feelings of well-being, satisfaction, and excitement. This signals our psyche to return to this pattern, making it increasingly reflexive. The holistic approach to managing stress and negativity we've described combines ancient wisdom with modern psychological practices. It encourages acceptance, gratitude, and emotional mastery, recognizing that our responses to life's challenges play a crucial role in our overall well-being. By integrating these principles into daily life, we can cultivate a more resilient and joyful mindset. To apply these insights practically, one might start the day with a gratitude practice, acknowledging the good in their life and setting a positive tone for the day. Throughout the day, when stress or negativity arises, they can use acceptance phrases like "yes, this too," or "I accept that this is the case" to shift their perspective. The 5-minute rule can be particularly useful in moments of acute stress, allowing a brief period for a negative reaction before transitioning to a more positive state through mindfulness exercises. Keeping a personal journal can also be a valuable tool for tracking thoughts, reactions, and progress. By regularly reflecting on their experiences, individuals can gain deeper insights into their emotional patterns and identify areas for growth. This practice not only reinforces positive changes, but also provides a sense of accomplishment and motivation. Ultimately, the journey towards negating stress and negativity is a continuous process of self-discovery and growth. By embracing acceptance, gratitude, and emotional mastery, we can navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and joy. These practices remind us that while we cannot always control what happens to us, we can choose how we respond, and in doing so, we can transform our experience of life.